Good morning, students. So today I am going to upload a video on the play written by J.B. Priestley, Mother's Day. Okay, this play was written somewhere in 1950. It was a time when women did not enjoy any freedom. They were dominated, and they did not have any likes and dislikes. Their priorities were never taken care of. Mother's Day is a humorous portrayal of the status of the mother in the family, Pearson family. The author J.B. Priestley brings out the plight of the mother in the play. Pearson, the mother, who plays a pivotal role. In fact, in all the families, mother plays the central role everywhere in all the families, I believe. And in many cases we find that the women of the house is shabbily treated, and they get up in the morning and do all the household works which is not considered to be work. She is taken for granted, and her likes and dislikes are not considered. So she has a friend, Mrs. Pearson, who is the main character of this play. In fact, there are two protagonists in this play, Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Fitzgerald is a very bold and aggressive woman who will not take anything lying down, and you cannot just take her for a ride. She knows how to put her foot down and assert herself, whereas Mrs. Pearson is a very timid personality. She gets tired, and she is neglected and ignored by her husband and her children, but she never finds an occasion to raise her voice because she doesn't want any unpleasantness in the family. Okay, so Mrs. Fitzgerald, being one of her best friends, feels for Mrs. Pearson and suggests her certain methods, ways through which the Pearson family stands corrected, and that is what we are going to see in this play, how the Pearsons are taught a lesson and how their attitude towards Mrs. Pearson is rectified with help of Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Fitzgerald. Mrs. Pearson and Mrs. Fitzgerald are next door neighbors, but they do not have anything in common. Mrs. Pearson is a nervous looking woman, whereas Mrs. Fitzgerald is heavier, strong personality, and Mrs. Fitzgerald is also a fortune teller. She had learned this magic of fortune telling from somewhere in East, and she is presently reading Mrs. Pearson's fortune and advises that how Mrs. Pearson is going to become the boss of the family, and she has to put her foot down, and she will and how she will make the family members listen to her. Then actually Mrs. Pearson is not treated well by the family, and Mrs. Fitzgerald wants her to be the mistress of the house. Mrs. Pearson replies that it is easier said than done. She knows that her family is selfish and thoughtless, but she is very fond of them. She is a very weak-hearted lady, very passionate and very loving. She loves her family somewhere, and she doesn't want to raise her voice against them. But somehow Mrs. Fitzgerald convinces Mrs. Pearson, and they make a plan. Okay, and Mrs. Fitzgerald is very angry at the way Mrs. Pearson is treated by her family. She keeps running after them as a servant. She feels that enough is enough, and the time has come now to rectify these people. Mrs. Fitzgerald suggests that they should exchange their personalities, but Mrs. Pearson is confused. She doesn't know what will be the outcome of such exchange personalities. Mrs. Fitzgerald says that it is a trick she has learned in the East, and she takes Mrs. Pearson's hand and utters a magic spell, and the transformation takes place, and Mrs. Fitzgerald looks like Mrs. Pearson, but at the heart, at the soul, she is Mrs. Fitzgerald, and Mrs. Pearson looks like Mrs. Fitzgerald, but at the heart she is Mrs. Pearson. Okay, and then they exchange the bodies, and then Mrs. Pearson is scared, and but Mrs. Fitzgerald assures that the change is reversible, and now Mrs. Fitzgerald, now in body of Mrs. Pearson, sends herself to Mrs. Pearson's house for a while. Now the lessons begin. Now the time comes when the actual drama starts, when Mrs. Fitzgerald, in the shape of Mrs. Pearson, tries to teach a lesson to Cyril, Doris and George Pearson. Doris, the daughter of Mrs. Pearson, enters the room. She is in a great surprise. She is shocked at seeing the mother smoking. She asks about her yellow dress, but her mother does not respond. She tells that she has not ironed it, and if she needs at all, she has to get it done herself. And she also tells that she had her tea, but she did not prepare tea for anybody else. But Doris gets very angry, but gets a good scolding from her mother. And Mrs. Pearson also make fun of of Doris' boyfriend Charlie Spence by calling him buck teeth and dimwit, and all these strange behavior is too much for Doris, and she exits the room in tears. She starts crying. Now after some time, the son returns from work. Cyril also gets a beat down. Cyril, the son, enters and asks for tea. Mrs. Pearson replies that tea is not ready, and she did not bother to make it. He also gets anguished about his clothes not being ready. He asked his mother what will happen if they talked like her. Mrs. Pearson coldly replies that they always talk to her like this. Cyril cannot understand what is going on. Both sister and brother wonder what had happened to their mother. They think that she must have hit her head somewhere and got a concussion, and she must have gone mad. And Mrs. Pearson declares that like them, she will also work only 8 hours a day, and if they want favors on Saturdays and Sundays, then they have to ask her nicely and also thank her for everything she does. Mrs. Pearson goes to an extent of threatening Doris to hit her on her head if she does not stop asking silly questions. Doris again starts crying and leaves the room. Now comes the George Pearson, who is funnily and jokingly named as Ompy Pompey Pearson in the club. George Pearson, the husband of Mrs. Pearson, is about 50, pompous, self-important but solemn guy. His eyes almost bulge when he finds his wife drinking. He never expected that Mrs. Pearson can ever drink and smoke. She tells him that he is called Ompy Pompey Pearson at the bar. George cannot believe his ears, but Mrs. Pearson continues to ridicule him. At this point, real Mrs. Pearson in the body of Mrs. Fitzgerald enters, only to find Doris in tears. Her family continues to get a scolding in front of her, which she doesn't appreciate at the heart of heart. When George shouts at his wife she threatens to slap his big fat silly face, George leaves looking miserable, totally bewildered. Now after this, Mrs. Pearson tells Mrs. Fitzgerald that enough is enough, and they must have had enough scolding and enough tough words from Mrs. Fitzgerald. Now Mrs. Pearson wanted to exchange the personalities, because she was very perturbed that her family was not happy, and finally they exchange the personalities again, and Mrs. Fitzgerald becomes real Mrs. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Pearson becomes real Mrs. Pearson, and a balance is established. All this too much to take for real Mrs. Pearson. She tells Mrs. Fitzgerald that it is enough and insists on changing back. Mrs. Fitzgerald again mutters a spell, and they are back in their true selves. Mrs. Fitzgerald wants Mrs. Pearson not to go soft on the family. She wants her to remain firm. Mrs. Pearson wants to play a game of rummy. She always wishes for a little family time, which she hardly gets any. This was going to change from this day. Her family enters a little weary. She tells them, then finally she smiles at Cyril and Doris, and Cyril and Doris also smiles back at them, and everything becomes pleasant at Pearson family. And George Pearson, after knowing that he is laughed at and he is a laughing stock at the club, stops going to the club and stays back at home to spend some quality time with his wife. And then Mrs. Pearson asks George Pearson to play a game of rummy and asks Cyril and Doris to go to the kitchen and prepare the supper for the night. And all agree, and finally peace prevails in Pearson family, and Mrs. Fitzgerald leaves, indicating Mrs. Pearson to be tough at times, otherwise the son, daughter and the husband will again take her for granted. So this is the gist of the play. And in the next video I will be discussing the question answers. So for this is all for today's video. Thank you, children.